Hello my beautiful love goods, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm building in Forgotten Hollow once again. It's been a while, but I have been itching to do a witchy build. That could have been a poem there, but I was just wanting to do a witchy build, and I thought, why not build it in Forgotten Hollow? This world, it's just so pretty. There's only 5 lots, but I don't know, I really like it. I really like the lot sizes. There's like mostly 30 by 20s, there's like a couple 30 by 30s, and I think then there's like a 40 by 30, I think, or something like that. But yeah, it's a beautiful world, and the lighting is gorgeous. The ambience, it's just all there. It's a little bit creepy, but in a good way. But I honestly imagine this world is kind of close to Windenburg, so I don't know. What do you think? But I found this house on Pinterest, actually. This isn't an exact copy by any means. I added all these turrets to make it look, witchy. But I saw a image on Pinterest that I really liked the front shape of it. It looked kind of like an abandoned house. So I was like, ooh, this is a really fun shape. So I went with it, and then that kind of derailed, and then I just kind of went off on my own, but that happens. That's a good thing though. It's fun to do that. It's fun to find like an inspiration, like a piece of inspiration to build from, and then you kind of go from there and kind of make it your own. So that's kind of the goal, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to build a house that was kind of a house for, I guess, misplaced witches and wizards or something like that, I kind of imagine that maybe a single sim or a couple, or just a couple of, I don't know, just whoever, like a powerful witch or wizard, decided to, they found this house and they decided to turn it into like a home for misplaced, children and teenagers that, either they weren't really understood because of their magic, or they were disowned by their magic, or they just really didn't find a place in where they were. I don't know. I can just imagine, and this is the clear, dreary obsession comes through, but I can imagine like a couple of, boys found, misplaced, at very young, and then they move into here, and they're kind of, it's almost like a school in a way, kind of like an orphanage maybe, but not really an orphanage because it's just like a couple of kids, but they were, taken in and at different times, and maybe they hated each other at first, and as they got older that complicated things a bit, and then they slowly realized that the hate that they had for each other was love all along. Yeah, I've been reading fan fiction again. It's been a while. I've been in that Harry Potter mood lately, and of course, due to recent things about authors not being decent people, I obviously am a big fan fiction lover regardless, so I needed my Harry Potter fix, so I'm reading another fan fiction just to kind of get me back into that world again. And if you all have any fan fiction recommendations, please let me know in the comments, because I'm always here for it, especially dreary fan fiction. Hermione is not really my thing anymore. It used to be back in the day, like no lie, that was my first ship. I know, right? I was obsessed, and then I realized my love was for Draco and Harry being together, because I don't even remember when it was, but I read a fan fiction basically where Draco was and the rest of the Slytherins, they were like, let's mess with Harry, or let's mess with Potter, let's mess with him during the what is it called, the Triwizard Tournament. And yeah, it spiraled into them deciding Draco was like, hey, maybe you should try to seduce Potter, and then he tries to, and then he eventually does fall in love with Harry, because that's just how it is. But yeah, that story, I actually remember the name of the story and the author on the Archive of Our Own website. It's called It Was All Just a Game by Write Me 227 or something like that. Yeah, what a time, y'all. What a time. Fan fiction, like, it's something. But yeah, the shape of this house, I'm still working on it. It took me quite a while. I actually looked at the length of time it took for me to build this, at least like the footage that I had recorded, and it was 3 hours long. And I know I did some stuff off camera, so yeah, it was it was a pretty long build for me, at least for me. I know some people spend way longer sometimes, but my attention span, she's not there. She doesn't exist. So this is like a miracle that I actually finished this build. My favorite part, well, I mean, I love the whole build, but I really, really enjoyed the landscaping. I've just been obsessed with landscaping lately. I've been really taking the time to, really landscape all around the build. Sometimes one of my more recent builds I actually didn't, but it made sense with that build. So yeah, and I just moved my head just a millimeter to the left, and oh my goodness, y'all, I have what do they call it? A crick in my neck. It's just very painful. And I didn't realize it until like a little bit earlier. Like it was just, yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, I spent some time picking out windows. I actually use these windows that are just from the base game, and it's very weird because you saw those windows on the back. Those windows, like there is like a 2 windowed version and then like a 3 windowed version, and those are base game, but then there's a 1 windowed version that's from City Living. I don't really understand that choice because you know how we had that 1 window that was in Parenthood and then all of a sudden it was base game. I wish they would have done that with that window instead, because I mean, it makes sense, right? I don't know, but it's those windows right there, as you can see, like on the back. Like it's so strange. I don't really understand, but who knows? But yeah, I can just imagine them doing a lot of potion making and just teaching in this house. The kitchen is honestly my favorite room. It's so pretty. I love it. It's got a glass roof and it has a cauldron, and it's beautiful. It's lovely. It's amazing in every way. I'm obsessed. But this was actually before I purchased Batu. If you haven't heard, I did purchase Journey to Batu. Now, I am not a Star Wars fan whatsoever. I don't really care for it. I never got into it as a kid. It's so well known to people. At this point, I'm just like, I already know the little, I guess you could say like the little like plot twists and stuff, or at least generally. So I don't think I could really watch it now. And plus, I can imagine it's aged quite poorly. I mean, I don't know. That might be a little bit judgmental. Do let me know what you think of Star Wars if you're a fan. If I should watch it. I haven't really had interest myself, but who knows? Maybe one day I will. I've been saying that for years, not gonna lie. So you never know, but I am interested at least a little bit, because honestly, the game pack, I haven't played the gameplay. I've only really been watching English Simmers, like a gameplay of it, and I really am kind of enjoying it, like watching her play it, but I don't think I would enjoy it at all. But the actual build by mode content and like the live edit objects as well, they're really nice actually. They're kind of quirky, and I can really see myself using a lot of the content for like magical builds as well. I know the plants are beautiful, so yeah, I'm glad that I got it for that reason at least. It was on sale though. It wasn't full price by any means. I wouldn't buy it if it was full price. I bought it for just like $8.99 or something like that. So definitely would not recommend it for full price. But unless you're a Star Wars fan and you like that kind of thing, by all means, go for it, I guess. But anyways, I was getting so off topic there. So the basics of this house is that there's a living room that's kind of off to its side. What I worked on, or what I just furnished, that's just a little sitting room. It's nothing really, it's not like a formal, well, it is a formal, yeah, you could say it's a formal, lounge, I guess. It's more for, guests, and it's more like a lobby sitting area. And then this is a custom content table that I absolutely adore. It's from the Halcyon set by Harry here on YouTube. Please check out her content. She's amazing. And I did use some Tiny Twaddlers stuff in here as well. So that's actually a changing table from that set, but it's just a nice little console table as well. I just think it's very multifunctional, I guess you could say. But And I did try with this build to go in it with this like kind of light sage green flooring. I really love it, and looking back at this footage, I really enjoy it still. But as the build progressed, I don't know, it was not doing it for me, so I do change it, unfortunately. But looking back, I honestly could have kept it, possibly, if I changed the colors up, but who knows. But yeah, it's a very nice house. I do section it off a little bit here, but and then upstairs there are 4 bedrooms. Like I said, there's only 2 bathrooms in this house, but I really should have added a 3rd bathroom, to be honest, but they should be fine. I mean, I don't know though, because there's 4 bedrooms, and 2 of the bedrooms are furnished with double beds, and then one has a single bed, and then the other one has 2 single beds. So really it's like 2, 4, 6, it's about 7 Sims could live here at most. So I don't think it would be too bad. And one of the bedrooms that has a double bed, I kind of imagine it's really for just 1 Sim, to be honest. Like, okay, so like there's the master, quote unquote, master bedroom, and it has a double bed in it, and I imagine it's more for like the Sim or the couple of Sims that kind of own this house, or maybe, you know, that one bedroom is for one of the Sims, and then the other double bed bedroom is for the other Sim that helps run the house, and then they have 3 children living here or something like that. Who knows? It's really up to you if you download this house. I will say there is custom content, but it isn't a ridiculous amount by any means. I honestly think that the content that I did use, you could just replace with in-game stuff, and you would be honestly just fine. Like, I don't really use anything too crazy when it comes to that stuff. Like, mainly it's just like tables or, you know, plants or candles, stuff like that. And you know, but anyways, I'm also sorry if I'm pausing here and there. I just had dinner a little bit ago, and I'm trying not to be disgusting and burp right into the microphone, because that would just be, you know, I would obviously edit that out, but I don't want to do that. So but yeah, there's another but yeah for you. Okay, here's the thing. Do a drinking game, except it's drinking water, and you have to drink water every time I either say vibes, witchy, or but yeah, like that specific phrase, not just but yeah, but yeah, because I'm gay and I have to, you know, emphasize everything with a tongue click. Anyways, but here's the kitchen, my favorite room. It's amazing. The counters are so nice. They're from the Vampire Game Pack also. They're just, oh, look at that. I love the teal color. It's not really teal. It's kind of earthy. I don't know what color you would call this. It's just a nice green. But it's a nice kitchen. I like the colors, and there's lots of space. There's lots of counter space. And I was going to add like an island in the middle, but I was like, wait a minute, this is a witchy build drink, and I need to place a cauldron. So I placed a cauldron in the middle. That makes the most sense, right? And hey, even if your Sims aren't magical that live in this house, because they easily could just be muggles, they could just use the cauldron to make mac and cheese. Because hey, especially if you're having like a 100 baby challenge of any kind, I know that is honestly one of the ways you do it, is if you have Realm of Magic, you use that cauldron to make mac and cheese, and all your Sims are fed for like a while. Because I don't think it goes bad, does it? At least it goes, I don't know, maybe it does, but maybe it takes a while, or maybe it's just a lot of food. I don't know. But yeah, I also if any of you all have played around with the Realm of Magic pack, I actually really enjoy the gameplay from that. It's not as fleshed out as I would want it to be personally, but I have played with it quite a bit in the past, and it's actually kind of amazing, because one of the Sims that I played, I think her name was Agatha, possibly. She was a witch, and she had like all her powers and everything. She was like a master or something. I can't remember what it's called, but she was like top tier, and she knew the spell. It's duplicado, something like that. And you basically can use that to duplicate objects, and you can use it to duplicate like collectibles, but also you can use it to duplicate food, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I remember doing that and like using that with her, and having a lot of food for the family she had, and also duplicating lots of crystals because those sold for a lot of money. But I love this little part in the kitchen here where I put a bunch of these little, I don't even know what they would be. They're just like little ingredient containers. They're from Dine Out, but I placed a bunch of them in a row and changed all the swatches so that they were different, and I loved that look. It's so cute. It looks like they just have a lot of different ingredients that they use for potion making, and that is actually, you can see there on that shelf, there's some perfume bottles. I kind of imagine those are potion bottles because we don't really have potion bottles in this game. Like, can I just say, the Realm of Magic pack, while I do enjoy it, it was kind of disappointing in some ways. The potion bottles they just look like chemistry beakers that we already have in game, and they just kind of look silly. Because I remember back in the day in The Sims 3 Supernatural, the potions it was actually elixirs. They were so pretty, like the bottles themselves, because they were all kind of different shapes. Some of them were the same shape, but they would be like different colors, and they would be glowing, and you could put them all in like a cabinet as decorations too. It was really cool. I wish we had that in The Sims 4, but alas, we don't. But here I am just finishing up the like sitting room area. I don't know what I was doing, honestly. This is what happens in these builds. I kind of get so caught up in it being such a big build that I spend a very long time with colors, with furnishing, with just making sure there's so much clutter so that it looks lived in and not empty whatsoever. I will say, I did cheat with the bathrooms, because this downstairs bathroom, I actually just copied it and put it upstairs as well, and just kind of shifted things a bit, because I was like, I'm not in the mood to build another bathroom, and it's going to be the same because this is a nice bathroom. So there we go. That's my logic. But yes, there you go, drink. Gosh, I don't know what it is. Like, I am unable to finish a sentence or start another without saying that. Isn't that weird? Is that a thing? Like, I don't know what it is. It's just strange. I guess it's giving me time to think about what I'm going to say next without it being awkward silence. So that probably is the truth. So yeah, but anyways, what have you all been up to lately? What media have you all been consuming? I have been reading fan fiction again, of course. One of the fan fiction I'm reading currently, which I do not recommend for anyone who is underage, because, a lot of fan fiction is very inappropriate. Just saying. So the one that I'm reading right now is You and Me by Bixgirl1 on Archive of Our Own. I honestly recommend a lot of her stories. She's a really good writer. They are a really good writer. I don't know who it is, but I'm just gonna say she, I guess. But they are a really amazing writer, and they have a really interesting writing style. It's actually kind of funny. There's one where Harry and Draco go to they go undercover as Aurors, and they're partnered up, and they are begrudgingly so partnered up because Draco and Harry, like, they butt heads, as you can say. But they are both Aurors, and they get assigned to a undercover, I guess, case or whatever, and it's at a muggle nudist resort, and it's just so funny because it's hilarious because there's so many funny moments, but it's also kind of a serious story because, like, the case that they're on is very in-depth and serious, and like the way that this person wrote it means that they actually took the time to make it a developed story instead of it just be like a comedy. It's kind of great, but it's just called Naked by Bixgirl1. It's great. But anyways, there's other creators out there. Yeah, they're creators, but they're writers. There's a lot of other writers out there, including like Sarah's Girl. I know that there's a writer, Eternum 7? No, just Eternum something. I don't remember her name. And there's just a lot. I would definitely recommend just what I do, honestly, whenever I'm looking for, dreary fan fiction specifically. I just go on Archive of Our Own, and I go to relationships, Draco Malfoy, Harry Potter, and then filter by kudoses, not hits, kudoses. You want to do kudoses because hits will take you to the dark side. But you just go to kudoses and you'll find some really good stories that way. And you can even filter by complete works only, or, posted between specific dates, I believe, stuff like that. It's a really good site. It's much more user-friendly than something like fanfiction.net, to be honest. And plus, fanfiction.net is kind of weird. They don't allow like explicit material on their site, which to each their own, but it's a little bit strange, I guess, considering, this day and age. But Archive of Our Own is very accepting of pretty much anything. So that's also kind of not a great thing sometimes either. So be warned. Just police yourself, please. Yeah, what else have I been up to? I've been watching a lot of Twitch streams lately while I've been working on my videos, as well as just kind of planning and brainstorming and just relaxing at the same time. Obviously, I've been watching my good friend Miss Griffey over on Twitch. Her name's Tanya. Shout out to my girl Tanya. We love her on this channel. We stan her. But also I've been watching some new creators. There is one called Now in Technicolor, and she's a builder. Oh my goodness, y'all. Her builds are gorgeous, and they gave me so many good ideas the other day. I love the house that she just built. It was like a fairy cottage. Oh my gosh, amazing. Spoke to my witchy soul so much. And then also I watched a bit of, like today, I actually watched some of Rochella. She seems very chill and sweet too. I'm just looking for some more Twitch streamers to follow and just to hang out and watch. I obviously sometimes watch elixirs as well whenever she's on. She's in a different time zone, so it can be a little bit different for me too. So, but yeah, it's fun when I catch her streams as well, because elixirs is really cool. But yeah, that's what I've been up to lately, honestly. I've just been working on my videos. I've been keeping a consistent schedule. I don't want to jinx it too much because you never know what happens, and I don't want to make any promises or solidify this because it could change in the future. But my new upload schedule at current time is Sunday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And it's basically just speed builds. I am considering opening up the other days to be either like Let's Build days or something else, or I'm also planning on Twitch streaming in the future. I do actually have a Twitch channel. It's just twitch.tv/lukeydean. I can't really change it now, even though I'm not known as lukeydean on here anymore, but it's fine. It's okay. I'm okay with that username there. But yeah, go check me out there. Go give me a follow. Keep an eye out. I'm not necessarily sure what specific date that I am going to be streaming, but I might possibly start streaming on the second week of November. Possibly. I just want to say I'm not making promises. I'm just putting that out there. If you all want to, come hang out with me there, it'd be great. I'm not necessarily sure either what I'll be doing. I'm obviously going to be building a lot, I'm pretty sure, because I might even just work on my speed builds for YouTube over there. That would make the most sense, time wise, because I would be able to actually like work on a build, have a Twitch stream, like run a Twitch stream, but also be recording my speed build footage. But anyways, speaking of Twitch and everything, and speaking of Now in Technicolor, she's a great streamer, by the way. I actually was watching her build, and she was using these like grass like pieces. I don't know what you call it, but it's just this bunch of grass from the live edit objects, and she was actually taking it and shrinking it down to be quite small and putting it around like in different areas, and honestly it looks so good. Like if it's sized up at normal size, it looks kind of chunky and weird, but when you shrink it down like that, it looks really good. It kind of looks like Maxis Match grass, and I don't know, it's just really neat. And I saw her using it to kind of line paths with, and I thought that was really pretty, so I wanted to experiment with that a little bit in the backyard of this house. But This was actually what I did today because I started this build actually a couple of weeks ago, and I was actually considering abandoning this house because I just hadn't gotten to finishing the upstairs yet, and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to finish it if I want to. But then today I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish this build. I'm so glad I didn't delete the footage either, because I tend to go on a regular footage clearing out, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to finish this. Delete, which is silly because sometimes I do want to finish it, but by the time I do, it's just like, oops, I've already deleted that footage. But thankfully in this build, I managed to keep it long enough and, refrain from, deleting it. But I didn't paint the exterior of this house. I just remembered to mention this. I didn't paint this until the very end of the build. So yes, I know the exterior walls are blank. I just didn't know what I wanted for the exterior yet. And I eventually figured out, I was like, okay, it's just going to be white, because I was looking at it for so long being blank like that I feel like if I did anything else, it would change it too much. So I just went with the white brick things. They're not really bricks, but it's like ruins, stone, brick pattern. I don't know, but it's from Get Together. It's the one stony brick pattern thingy. I really wish I knew how to explain things, or put names to things. That would be great. But you know what I'm talking about. If you've built a lot like me with Get Together, you know what I'm talking about. At least I hope you do. Because I know when people are talking in speed builds, or even just in normal conversation, we'll just be like talking about something and we'll be like, oh yeah, that item. Yeah, that's right. Like even one of my friends, shout out to Tanya over on Miss Griffey, like, once in a while, whenever we would chat, like we haven't chatted in forever because we're both busy, but we would chat once in a while, and we would just be talking about building and we'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that one item, and she'd be like, oh yes, that item, also this item, oh yes, that item. Like we just knew. So that's how it is as a builder. We know every item. And when I say a specific item, like for example, that one really fun chair from Bowling Night. You know what I'm talking about, right? That one really fun love seat from Movie Hangouts, in that one specific swatch with the green seat. Yes, At least if you're a builder and you have all the packs and you're obsessed like me and you've put in over 4,000 hours into The Sims 4, yeah, you'll know, hopefully. And even if you don't, that's fine too. But I'm just saying it's more likely you will. But anyways, here is one of the bedrooms. I furnished it for 2 kids. I mean, it could be 2 teenagers if you'd like. I just imagine they put 2 boys in here, and they fight a lot when they're really young, and they eventually become best friends, and they start to realize they have feelings for each other when they're like 14, and it gets really awkward because they don't want to ruin each other's friendship, and they're afraid to tell their magical moms, but because they're afraid of what could happen. Not magical moms, but like not headmistresses either, but like leaders, I guess you could say. But yeah, I can just imagine so much drama happening, and I kind of want to play that out in The Sims 4 myself if I had the time. I don't really think I do, but it would be fun to at least try that out one day. But yeah, so I also do another thing where what am I saying? I use some more CC there, and I use a bit of CC curtains there from Harry's Heritage Collection, and I forgot to add a few transitions there. But anyways, here's the other bedroom, the second kind of kid's bedroom, and this is just for one sim. It could be for a teenager as well. It could really even be for a young adult also, but I kept it very simple in this bedroom because honestly I was kind of running out of steam with this build and starting to run out of ideas and very unsure of what I wanted out of this bedroom, so I just kept it very simple. Bedrooms I tend to build without much personality because I think that if you put too much personality at once, then once the sim ages up, then they kind of lose that personality, or maybe you decide to use it for a different sim. I don't know, but I tend to keep it pretty generic, and then you can kind of customize it as you need. But yeah, it's a very lovely house. I'm honestly so proud of myself for actually finishing it. I never thought I would finish it, but it's honestly one of the bigger houses that I've built too. I don't really build very large homes. Like I build kind of medium-sized family homes once in a while, but for the most part, I really enjoy building tiny houses. But this was a nice departure from that. It was kind of fun to, put my all into like a project. And this is the last bedroom, and it's very dark. I thought, you know what, the rest of this house is very bright. There needs to be that one sim that's like dark aesthetic. So I used some CC here, and I also used a couple tables there from the Pufferhead stuff pack. That's a free stuff pack, by the way, from, I can't remember the creators, but it was like a collaboration. I'll leave it linked down below, but yeah, that's kind of it though. To be honest, I'm very proud of myself for getting through this voiceover also, because 33 minutes, y'all, that's how long this video is. I can't believe it. It's wild. I don't know. I'm kind of starting to lose my voice. It's a challenge, like doing these really long voiceovers. Like, I don't know. I never really realized how hard it would be to record these, but they're fun though. I really enjoy just kind of sitting here and just rambling about stuff. It also gives me time to talk about, fan fiction. And it, makes sense because that's what was kind of inspiring this build in ways, I guess. I don't know. Maybe in an alternate universe, one of the witches, I don't know who, maybe Molly is single and she adopts a bunch of kids and has like a magical school or something. I don't know. But anyways, this house is available on the Sims 4 gallery. You just have to search my username, lukeydean, and the hashtag Lukey, as well as including CC in your little filter settings on the gallery. And I just almost burped there. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this build, and do let me know your thoughts about the story behind this in the comments. It's always fun to read these and to theorize together. But yeah, I love you all so much. I hope you all are staying safe, staying home, staying healthy, staying hydrated, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles. Thank you.